Yes. So that makes we get Trevor a note too.
All right.
We are live, and we already have 11 people hanging out.
Oh, wow.
Hey, guys.
I'm going to do it down a little bit. There we go.
So welcome to our 6 p.m., our third live of today during our Disappointments-athon.
Mm-hmm.
It's our third and final. And we have with us our special guest star from season 1 and 2 of the Disappointments, Arise.
Hi.
Arise Wanzer? Do I pronounce that correctly?
Yeah, that's
Wanzer.
correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arise Wanzer, she plays Vicky in the Disappointments. She's James's nemesis. And we see her in one killer scene in episode 3, I believe, in season 1. But she's back.
She's also an entertainer, host, supermodel. What doesn't she do?
Supermodel, exactly. Hello.
I don't rule the world yet.
You rule our worlds.
Aw, thank you. I'll take it.
And we'll talk more about this, but she's in season 2, and I said to her, I have such fun ideas for her for season 3, where she would be a main character and in James's life in a big way, annoying the pants off of him.
James is the antagonist.
Yeah.
No, James is you're more the antagonist. Well, it depends on whose point of view.
True.
James would be the antagonist to you because you're like, enough with this one, and then you just make his life hell.
Yeah, he keeps copying me. Yeah.
Next up, those nails, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
So, not seeing a live picture yet, just the cover pose. Here you are. Okay, good.
Okay,
so we're on. Okay, good.
We need people like you to let us know when things are going well or bad.
So Left at Albuquerque missed Chuck. That's okay because you can watch it. It's not live anymore, but you can watch it. We saved it and it's posted for you to watch at your convenience. But better than Chuck, as I said when Chuck was here, we have Arise.
Cheers.
Thank you. Why would you say that to Chuck?
Right there.
Because I always insult Chuck to his face.
Oh, that's so mean.
That's my joy.
I only play mean on TV.
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
And at parties.
And there was
Cheers.
Cheers.
It's the fresh lemonade I made.
Fresh lemonade
with lemons.
Mm-hmm.
Keep my lemon in there.
Yeah, why not?
Get it out of my face. So you guys welcome. It's our 6 p.m. live. And let's see. RBG says good evening.
Good evening,
Hello.
RPG.
Hey,
Hello,
Ruth
RBG.
Bader Ginsburg.
Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That's hysterical. So you guys, we're here to take your questions and to talk about the show and to talk about our fundraiser.
Jessica Rabbit, eat your heart out.
Oh, thanks. I need a little bit bigger boobs, but I'll take it.
That's hysterical.
That is so nice. Follow me on Instagram. I like you.
Yeah. We're here.
What is your Instagram? Tell people.
At Aristocrat on all platforms. And I'm leaving Twitter because they are bad people.
Are you going to do Threads?
I'm on Threads now. Yeah.
Is that a new thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Threads is Facebook/Meta's version of Twitter.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's better. It's not.
Yeah.
You
Why
know,
is Twitter bad? What happened?
It's very
Get
toxic.
this. Yeah, because get this, on Threads, they're censoring right-wing rhetoric. Like if it sounds crazy or like adjacent
Or lies.
to
If it's
yes,
lies.
exactly. They're shutting it down. And so we like that. Yeah, we like the truth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That was an NPR.
hello, everybody. We're back at 6 p.m. here in Los Angeles. It's 9 p.m. in New York. The rest, I could do more, but it's math, and I don't do math. Math is hard.
I'm gonna move to Hollywood to do math. Yeah. Just cameras.
Just to be fabulous. So
Exactly.
I'm gonna drop
hit
this
us.
a little for us.
Thank you. And we could actually go.
There we go.
Can't we go full screen? I thought you go
Maybe.
full screen. It's good enough.
We're here today to talk to you about our post-production. Rich?
Yeah. Well, so we have a link at the top of our comments section. The Disappointments 2 production, the shooting of the show is done. And now we're in the phase where we do the editing, sound editing, color correction, special effects, graphics. We have a composer from season 1. He's back. He's going to compose a much more extensive score. There's all sorts of things that are
It's all
involved.
those details that make a show like really good.
Well, people
For sure.
think when you shoot it, it's done. But no, actually, the shooting is the creating of the puzzle pieces. The puzzle has to be put together, and that's post-production. It's the most important part in many ways. So we have the fundraiser going, and we have a stretch goal now. So miraculously, we've hit 40,000, which was our initial goal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put my drink down.
And now I'm gonna embezzle the funds and buy a car.
Yeah, no,
A
the
Miata.
outpouring of support has been so nice.
We're so
weren't
grateful to
what
you guys.
expect, and it says volumes.
I know we set a target and it was like, is this too ambitious? But
Yeah.
no, thank
It's a
you.
good
It
show.
wasn't.
Yeah.
It's an amazing, and season 2 is going to be so much better. So we have a stretch goal, and what that is we currently all of the funds that we have been the lucky recipients of to make the show happen. Out of that, a certain percentage of that goes to the platform, Indiegogo.
Indiegogo isn't free.
No, it's not free. They take a percentage as do credit cards. So our goal now, twofold, is one is to raise more to cover those fees so we actually can walk with more money. But also I want to do one more day shoot.
Yes.
And that is a shoot where it's a sequence between Ray and Dwight. It's 3 scenes and it's 1 year later. So we get to see what's going on with them 1 year later.
And it's the cliffhanger to lead you to season 3, which we
Yes.
didn't really originally budget for because it wasn't part of our original script. We edited it later.
Yeah.
And we realized it's really going to enhance the show a lot.
The way the show ends in season 2, I really like it, but it needs a button. It needs a zinger, and to really work. So that's our stretch goal. So if we can hit another $5,000 to $7,000, we should cover all of that and have the money left to shoot that stuff.
Yeah. If you have any questions while you're here, we're here to answer questions. We have the beautiful Reese, the talented model, supermodel actress.
We're also here to accept your money.
She's featured in season 1. We see her in season 2 and has a really big part in season 3.
Yeah, season 3. So it's
we can't get to season 3 until we're done with season 2.
Yeah, and the moments that you have with James in season 2, like once again, it's one of my favorite things in season 1 is when James is, he's at this job that he hates. He's a skincare product pusher, and he's in a department store, and
He throws things.
he gets a client, and he got somebody in his chair, and this person's uncomfortable because James is a little bit in his face, literally, and
Intimate.
And this guy is a little bit uncomfortable, like feeling that James may be gay, which is something that a lot of people, if you're LGBTQ, you run into this sometimes, where some straight guy may not be comfortable with you helping them, which is unfortunate. And so up walks the gorgeous Aris and says, your line is, may I help you? Or you said you...
I heard you looking for Keels.
I forget. Yeah.
We didn't say Keels though, did we?
We call it something kills.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Kills.
I was gonna say we had to legally change it to something else. Yeah,
All the labeling changes, everything.
It's funny, I've been calling it Kales.
Yeah. Something.
It's your
but-
accent.
Yeah.
So-
and how does a white guy even get ashy?
Yes.
I remember that.
Aris loved my...
Brilliantly written by
Thank
you.
you. Well,
And
the
amazingly
delivery.
delivered, yeah.
Yeah, that means
Thank
the
you.
delivery.
I would say that same thing.
It's a cameo that like steals the episode.
Well, it's such a great start to it, and I just love the ending of it. I just said to you, like, after he runs out the door and runs away from you, just like land a superhero pose, and you just like that final pose when you're standing there watching after you've just watched him walk away. It's just like you killed him. You
Because he just threw
destroyed
something
him.
at me.
Right, in his frustration when Vicky, the character Vicky, steals James's only customer of the day, he throws something. He throws some product at her. You did not just throw dual actions face scrub at the back of my head. I can't believe I remember that line.
Yeah.
And you just and
How many takes did it take?
and he runs.
How many takes
3?
did you do? 3?
I think it took 3 mostly
It was
because of
3.
the throw. James was afraid to throw that product at Reese. He's like, I don't want to hit her head.
But remember we lost the product? I think it was the last take because we couldn't find it in the back of the store.
Was it the whole thing or was it the top of it?
Well, we lost something. 'Cause
Yeah.
I remember you're like, okay, we need to set up one more time, but we can't find the thing to throw at you. And I thought, oh, okay.
We didn't have a backup.
Yeah.
So
Throw it into a term deposit until you have to start cutting checks.
say it again.
Sounds like a finance thing.
Throw it into term deposit until you had said, yeah, well, that's a great idea, actually. It would be, we could put maybe, except it's all happening pretty quickly. Like once this comes together,
We have to pay the people.
once they start working. So, I mean, that's a great idea if we were to, between raising the money for production and the time we started production this past year, that would have been a great idea. Where were you then with your brilliance?
Please DM us and be our accountant.
David Sparks says, congrats on meeting your goal. Great. We have a stretch goal now, which, as I explained, is about covering the platform fees, as well as we're going to do a new scene. We're going to do one more scene between Ray and Dwight.
Do you have any questions for us, for Reese?
Please.
Throw them out there.
We are here to answer your questions.
Yes.
Yeah, nothing's too intimate.
Reese, where are you from?
I'm from Woodbridge, Virginia.
Woodbridge, Virginia.
Yeah, I can turn this accent off whenever I want. No,
I've never heard it.
it's subtle. It's not that heavy. Yeah, it's subtle. It's a subtle accent. It's not heavy.
Wait,
It's
from
like-
where?
Woodbridge, Virginia.
Oh my God, Virginia. I have relatives in Virginia.
Yeah.
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 Oh my God, it'd be funny if she used that accent with like selling a house. If the clients were from Virginia, she like turned it on. Right in
Hi,
front of
y'all.
You know,
Y'all want to take a look at this house?
Oh, I love that idea.
and then they like
the-
go with her instead of James because she's from the same area.
Y'all from the sticks.
And he's like, you don't even talk that
You're
way.
not from there. She's like, how dare you?
I'd be like,
Well, it's
oh,
like
hush up, child.
you're old. You're bitter.
I'm not from where.
Okay,
God
here's
bless you.
Left at Albuquerque is
Bless
asking,
his
how do you
heart.
spell your name?
Mine?
Mhm.
ARISCE.
And how do you spell your Instagram?
ARISCESTOCRAT.
It's like aristocrats. Aristocrat.
And you know, if you go on my wall, there's some photos of Reese and I.
Yeah.
Very sexy. Very
She's
sexy.
tagged,
photos.
so you can find her through my
Baywatch.
Instagram. Yeah,
Yeah.
we did a fun shoot at the Santa Monica Beach.
Yes, we did. That was
Pumps.
such a good day.
Mhm.
Like, we so lucked out by it being overcast.
Mhm.
This is a
Oh, it helps with the
perfectly lit
lighting.
shot.
I know.
Same photo
Yeah.
shoot we did with the overcast.
Well, and we were fortunate too in shooting a lot of our show because there was a lot of clouds.
Oh yeah.
Oftentimes with rain, which made it tough.
Mm.
We got some questions here. Let's hit it. RVG Ruth Vader Ginsburg asks, do we know where the Indiegogo tips go? I don't. If you have a moment, would you mind Googling that? Just ask where the Indiegogo tips go and let us know. I don't know if it goes to Indiegogo. I think it might. Like next week, not quite. What are you talking about next week?
A Prince William girl.
Oh, I am from Prince William. Yeah,
Wow.
that's the county.
Oh wow.
I'm from Prince William County.
Someone knows her.
Okay, so Brad is
I know,
saying
I
that
was like,
Arie should be a continual antagonist for James. Well, so that's season 3. That's already been decided. I don't want to
I'd
give
love
away
to
too
be.
much.
When the chemistry was so good. That's what
Yeah,
kind of
it's
inspired.
just between the two of them. The chemistry between them is as good but different than the chemistry between James and Ignacio. I think James is just good. He's like he's someone who you can find great characters to play off of him, like you, like Chuck, because he just gets so frustrated and like
affected.
He's easy
Yes,
to bully.
he we don't bully
He
here.
has a lot of buttons to
Oh,
press.
okay.
He's got thank you. He's like basically a keyboard
He's a
of
very
buttons.
vulnerable guy.
And he just wants to be happy and he just gets frustrated.
Yeah, he gets me when we're off camera. Like, he'll stay on. He's just like, get out of my way. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my goodness. I'm like,
James
I
is
forget.
fun on set.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Well, so I have a couple questions about that, but first we have Kevin Carlson says, ordered my tea to wear in Provincetown Labor Day week. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
This is the tea, by the way.
Hope to
Or
see
that
other
one.
fans. You know, if you see other fans, and you very well might. In fact, I have a couple people who live in Provincetown who bought this shirt. So if you see Totes Iconic, which is available on our Indiegogo fundraiser, link is up at the top of the thing. Although I'm told I might have to point over here. So it's either up there or it's over.
My friends Tony
I'm
and
dancing
Tanner
now.
wear the
Ask
shirts
them where it
every
is.
time we hang out. It's so sweet.
That is cute.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, somebody tell me, is it up here?
It's
So
in
that's
here.
to my right, or is it to my left? Anyway, so thank you for ordering the tea. This shirt also, so if you see anybody, Kevin, if you see somebody wearing a Totes Iconic shirt, they also are supporters of the show. And as I was starting to say, that there are
To
at
your
least
left.
2 people who, this way?
This way.
Okay.
okay.
It's right here. I'm touching it right now. There are people in Provincetown who have this shirt. So say hi. Tell them Rich says hi, and Trevor and Reese,
Yes.
and all the disappointments.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm excited for. So tell me something, Reese. What the moments that you've shared with James with that, and if you're going to talk about season 2, don't try not to give anything away. But what would you say is your favorite moment that you guys got to do?
My favorite one, the latest season, I'm gonna say, because
Okay.
the first season I was it was such a whirlwind, and that was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was quite a while ago.
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago.
It was like your introduction.
Yeah, so it was like an intro. I didn't know if I was coming back. I'm like, that was fun. And it was fun. I love the lines, and I love the scene, and I love James.
Playing someone so different than yourself.
The shade being thrown in here. Wow. Okay. It's got a whole umbrella. So my favorite one this time would be so mean. Anyway, my favorite one this time would be
Dressing room?
no, it's gotta be the final scene where we walk out.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Oh, yeah.
I got to say just something so snide. And like with full eye contact, like,
Yeah.
like bye, you know, like, and yeah.
And you don't
It's
expect
fun.
it, but you have like the last word.
Yeah, I love having the last word. I felt like mommy dearest.
So we have,
It's like,
I don't want to give too much
Yeah,
away,
like-
but it sets up the end of season 2 between James and Arise, sets up what their relationship is going to be in season 3. And it's one of the things that I'm most excited to be writing, because first of all, I get to explore my own inner Arise as a writer. I'm sure I'll be coming to you for lines like, would Vicky say this?
You did really good every time so far. I trust you with my evil voice.
I feel so. That's the funny thing. People ask me sometimes, like, what character do I relate the most to as a writer? All of them. And it's like I actually have an inner Arise. I have.
You have like an inner like
I believe it.
teenage mean girl inside of you.
That's
You've
me.
written- No, like your wasn't a recent job of yours like for like
so. I always say that. So my recent job, which is actually, believe it or not, I just found out it's still ongoing, but not at the same. I'm no longer working daily for them, but they still want me to write scripts, which is great. It gives me a lot more freedom. But this was a show that's going to be on Netflix. It's don't want to say too much about it, except it's about mermaids. And they would ask me, like, how is it that you can write teenage girls so well? And it's because I'm not writing teenage girls. I'm writing gay men, because gay men sound like teenage girls. So yes, I have a mean girl in me, but I also have like a sweet girl in me too.
We have a question.
Great.
So is Arise evil?
No. I like to play evil on TV. My favorite thing is to play a villain. I love villains. I feel like they have more fun. And I don't want you to root for me. I want you to be mad about it.
And I'm just joking about Arise for friends.
But I think people are gonna root for you at the same time, because I mean, as we were saying this already, like, people love the interactions with you and James, even though you're evil. It's like loving J.R. Ewing or somebody more,
or Ursula from The Little Mermaid,
or the dad in Succession. But yes, Ursula.
There's another question. Does Arise get to interact with other people besides James?
Not yet.
Well, one.
In season 2, can we say?
One.
Probably not. But there is a major character that she interacts with. Oh, yeah. No. 2.
Oh, there's two.
Yes,
because can I say?
Without giving any details, yes. So, like, no details, but yes, so you interact with
someone's makeup artist.
Yes.
Yeah, because I loved that scene. We had so much fun together.
Right. So there's
I got to improv a little bit.
And you get to also work with, without saying the context of it, with Michael Corbett.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So
the actor that plays my partner.
Yeah. At
the end of the season 1 cliffhanger.
Yeah. Exactly. Soap opera star, Emmy winner, Michael Corbett. The Arise's character name is, please remind us, Vicky.
Vicky.
I don't know that I gave Vicky a last name. She's going to have one.
Vicky
Keystone.
I was like Vicky Van
Booten.
Vicky Van Booten. Yeah.
Vicky Van Booten. But she got that name. She's got to have a hyphenated name, because she also is going to have a rich husband.
Oh yeah, she does.
So she's going to have, and see, I'm going to give a little bit away to get you.
Gem or a jewel, like Arise.
Vicky Peridot. Vicky, not Vicky Amethyst. Yeah, that's a little too.
It's got to be hyphenated, and it's the second of the hyphen has to be St. Clair. So it's like
Vicky Emerald.
Vicky Emerald St. Clair. Yeah, I like it.
So
she's almost
just giving a little, but without giving away anything plot wise, just a little bit for her character. In season 3, Vicky will be married.
Yeah, Vicky Vuitton.
but Vicky will be married, and she will have in the marriage have a young 13-year-old stepdaughter, and that's going to be an interesting
Who
relationship.
she borrows clothes
I
from.
didn't know that.
Because they're the same size.
Yeah.
I know.
And this little girl's gonna be so like spoiled and like, who's a big designer? I'll have to learn from you, designer names. But like,
Hedy Slimane.
yeah, where did my Hedy Slimane go?
Yeah.
Okay, now that you mentioned Vicky, that's the name of the evil master computer in iRobot. Well, there you go.
Oh.
There's a connection. All right, so we're here to talk more questions. So we've gotten a little bit into your favorite moments. Here's a question: can we use your Corvette in the show?
Are we driving my Corvette in this show?
Well, I mean, at least
You'll get a bump.
Have you
I was like,
a bump of what?
I mean, you get a bump for using your car. Like in the film business, like if you have a stunt, you get a bump in your paycheck.
Right.
If you
fun.
have more
Season
lines
3,
than planned, you
hopefully there's
get a
going to be
bump.
paychecks.
For using
I
the
know, it's like a
car,
paycheck.
she would get like a separate check just for the car if she's riding out of the car.
oh, cute.
Yeah.
Interesting side note: Chuck
In case
Sekula,
you're
who was here at
not
3
getting
o'clock,
a check.
doing a live.
She's a lot on set. You know, they chase her off set.
Does she smoke?
I don't smoke.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant the car.
Oh.
Like out the tailpipe. Is she clean?
It probably clears the smog check.
It has to clear
It
the
has to clear
smog
the smog
check.
check.
Yeah.
I just love that
I've
you have a
never been
Corvette.
behind the car. I'm always just in it. So I don't know.
She looks fierce in it.
Thank you. Yeah, because someone told me, they're like, oh, you have a brake light out. This is last year.
Is
And
it
I
the
said,
same color?
yeah, I literally have the same color car.
That's
It's
matching nails. I love
yeah.
that.
It's summer. Yeah.
What year is your Corvette?
It's a 1991 C4.
Oh, okay. So yep,
Yeah.
that's the first year. Not the first year, but that's like the redesigned body that's sleeker.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the other C4 is a little crunchier.
Right.
Yeah, a little crunchier.
But so like retro.
Crunch.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
love it because it also has the old gauges that have like the things that don't do anything. Those lights, they literally don't do anything.
And how many people in LA have that car? Like
Mine?
just you.
Oh, yeah, no, it's just me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So you
it's
know
just
it's a
me.
Reese when you see that car.
Yeah, it's me. I'm the new Angeline. Unintentionally.
No, so question about the writer's strike. The writer's strike does not affect the show is completely written and shot, so that doesn't affect us. We're just post-production. There's no effect to the writer's strike, and even the new scene that we want to shoot is written, so there's no
Mhm.
No conflict.
effect.
Yeah.
However,
Correct.
I booked a horror film that we were supposed to shoot this month, and now it's pushed to September.
Because you can't do any rewrites. Well, and also the actors are going on strike.
Yeah. So we might get pushed even later.
Right.
But everyone will get paid for their residuals fairly after that.
Yeah.
True.
True.
Worth it.
True.
Yeah. Then we can all buy homes with
If I
residuals.
get some endpoints added, I can get paid when it becomes a hit.
You got to get your car in it so you get a bump.
Yes.
Get your pickup in it. See, my Subaru was in Chuck's short film. Chuck Sekula, who was here at 3 o'clock, who plays Ignacio,
Yeah.
did a short film. And my Subaru was his car, his mother's car on the show, which is perfect that it's his mother's car. She got a credit.
Oh, wow.
She got her name. Her name was Subaru. You'll see it in the credits.
Sue
Yes.
Burrow. Yeah.
Is her
Baru.
name really Sue?
I named the car Subaru.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Sue.
I
Baru.
literally
It's very
wanted
clever.
to have the lamest name ever for a car.
It's actually a great drag name.
Here's another question. Is yours a non-union shoot? Permits?
Our shoot is actually
It's union.
SAG.
Mm.
Yeah. Your photo shoot in Stunning Magazine was stunning.
Thank you. That's the
That's from Andy's
Baywatch
what we did
one.
together,
Yes,
yeah.
I had to think about it. I was
Yeah.
like, I heard photo shoot.
It was fun.
Probably
Which one?
me.
Which
Yeah,
photo shoot?
probably me. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I had one come out today.
It was fun.
It was super fun.
It was impressive. Like working with her, I was like in awe.
Thank you. I have been a model for 20 years.
Mm.
Yeah. There were some photographers from Amsterdam.
Yeah, they're from Amsterdam.
Yeah.
the
And Reese
Netherlands.
showed up, hair and makeup ready, and just looked fabulous. And
Which, by the way, that's how she showed up on set as well.
yeah,
Like, she's not going to have anyone else touch her. Like, she knows what she wants
I
and how she
prefer
looks.
to do my own hair and makeup. Yeah.
no ego here.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, no.
So
I'm sure
here-
it's great.
here's
Yeah.
a question. Here's a question for Reese. Are you that much taller than James with heels
Oh my god.
as
Yeah.
the scene?
Yes.
Yeah,
in season 2, she
a
towers
monster.
over him in that one scene, and I love it.
I'm looking right down at it. I'm like, and another thing.
and he's looking up, and he's just got this look of like terror, like he's
Yeah.
facing off with like Darth
Right.
Vader or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very tall.
Must be nice living where there is no rust for your Corvette.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely. Plus
Oh,
fiberglass body, but still the undercarriage, all that stuff is
Who's that from?
Yeah,
metal.
undercarriage
Left
is solid.
At
My dad
Albuquerque
checked it
Oven.
out before I bought it.
Rach and Trevor, what and or how often are your workouts
From the third Kevin. The third Kevin. Hello, third Kevin.
I'll let you go first.
I like more than both of you. No, just kidding.
So I actually plan to work out every day because I know I'm not going to be able to. So I don't do it like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, because something will always interrupt that. And plus, it's always like my boyfriend is off on the weekends, so we like to work out together too. So I try to work out every day, and I can't. So maybe on a good week, I'll get 5 workouts in. And it's pretty much split between upper body, lower body. So it's upper body day and then legs day because I love working out legs. Working on the 61-year-old booty, trying to keep that in shape.
Yeah.
Trying and killing it.
Mm-hmm. Hottest 61-year-old booty I've ever seen in my life. And that's really easy to say. I'm like, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Me, I used to go all the time, and then lately I've just been so busy where I find myself going like 3 days a week. My life has just been, I get what it's like getting older and finding less time to go. But now I'm just kind of maintaining. I'm proud of the work I put in from the last 12, 13 years, and I'm finally happy with the body I've kind of created. I was always a really skinny kid, bullied, so it's kind of this body dysmorphia I have.
But I will say, as somebody who's worked out for years, you go through phases when your life, I mean, you always make it a priority and you always make it like you enjoy it, which I know you do. But sometimes your life doesn't allow it, and you just kind of go with that, and then it opens up and you can do it again and get back into it. And
when you're going through shit in life, sometimes it's hard to find the motivation to like go and get hard workouts. You know, and
I understand that. Yeah. Because I wake up with every intention to go to the gym, and then I look at my dog and I'm like, let's just go back to sleep.
Let's cuddle. Let's cuddle.
Yeah, like, let's not do this.
Or you're like, when did my bed get so comfortable?
Yeah. Or like, you know what? It's probably not even that nice today, but I'm not going to look.
I'm taking a nap right after this.
I'll make both of you guys sick then, because what I do, I make a point of setting my alarm for 4:01 a.m. and getting to the gym at 5 to get it out of the way. Plus, to me, it's a great start of my day. And then, yes, I do take a nap.
Huh?
That's why I go to bed.
Yeah,
So
I was just going to say
work out together.
401 and
you can work out before you go to bed.
Oh, awful.
Then I have to kick my trick out.
Yes.
That's part of your lift.
Trick daddy.
Oh, look, we have a visitor.
Hey.
We have another special guest.
Felix.
Felix is here.
Felix in season 2.
Hi. Oh, we got a sequel.
Felix and Sequel are here.
Felix. Hi, boys.
Invasion of the puppies.
Hi. Look, you're a movie star on YouTube.
Hi.
Those are my puppies.
Okay, sooner or later, life happens and you make peace with both. Yep, you do what you can. Looking good guy. Hola, chicos. And Chica, hello.
Hola.
Waking up early gets easier as you age and develop prostate issues. I'll keep you.
Oh, no.
I'll keep you anonymous.
Oh, no.
That makes sense.
It does make sense. But so anyway, guys, we're here to talk about the disappointments and season 2, season 1, whatever questions you might have. We have special guest star with us, Aris, who plays Vicky in season 1 and 2, and is going to, when there's a season
model
3,
actress.
Yeah, exactly.
Hi.
Supermodel. We're also talking about our Disappointments fundraiser. The link is at the top of.
Cheers.
It's that one.
It's this one. The link is at the top of our column of questions and comments. If you click on that, you can learn about our post-production efforts. You can watch videos of me and Trevor, James, and Getty being silly. You can watch the trailer of the show, and you can see different ways in which you can support us if you are moved to do so. You can get a shirt like this one, which Ray wears in season 2. You can get this official The Disappointments t-shirt. Is Trevor going to model it, or he's going to pick up the duck?
No, I'm gonna.
And we have disappointment hats, but we also have, which we haven't talked about yet, mom hats. So my 95-year-old mother sat in the basement. It's a mom hat because my mom made them.
That is adorable.
And this is from a fashion icon saying that that's adorable. They come in all different
show everyone what they look like.
But your hair.
I know, watch this. Look.
Yeah, it's so cute.
Now I'm going to Venice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
So-
shop in Abbot Kinney.
You don't have to wait for the winter to wear these hats. Yes.
You know.
But also they make great gifts to think about for the winter. Look at this one, pretty. If you like
Oh, I like that one.
blues and greens.
Gorge.
Better.
So yeah, she does amazing work. They're super soft, as Getty has said. They don't scratch. Getty bought 2 of them himself.
It's like a J.
Your mom
Crew.
made these?
My mom, my 95-year-old
God.
mother, made these. So
She's
look at this one. It's gray
fantastic.
and
Supportive,
pink.
you know?
I know, but just
This
the
one you can't see, but it's
Yeah.
gray
This is
and
good.
pink.
Cute.
I am impressed.
There's this one that's more of a beanie.
I want to see her fingers.
She's very talented. Oh my God, they just keep coming. Look at this one. And this is not even all of them. I've got more in this bag plus more at home.
And
So
they're all a little different.
every single one is different.
Yeah, they're so
From
great.
Cavidango, so happy that Vicky will be coming back for season 2 and season. Yeah,
Thank
Yeah,
you.
she's not going anywhere.
No, she's not
Yay.
going anywhere. In fact, she kills it in season 2 and season 3. Oh my God, cannot wait.
Another question from Left at Albuquerque. Okay, here's a question. Rich, how do you react or feel about seeing yourself in the rushes and in the editing room? In the rushes? In the editing room. Okay. Are you hitting the notes you envision when you write? Are you feeling more grounded?
Oh, thank you. I actually, there's a comment I remember from you from season 1. Actually, don't remember
Thank
it
you.
well enough to comment on it, but the grounded comment makes me think of it. Yes, I think that Ray is a different character in a way. He's going through something very different in season 2. As you saw at the end of season 1, there's a big conflict in his life, a big dramatic change that he's dealing with, and so that I had as the character, find a way to portray that, and I think I did okay. I was comfortable. When it comes time to watching the footage, I have a weird disconnect. I don't think of it like I'm watching myself at all. I'm watching someone doing the character. I'm watching Ray, and I'm trying to get the best version when it comes to editing, the best version of Ray's performance.
You have to be objective.
But it happens really easily. I'm not like looking at something going, oh, I don't like my hair in that shot. I'm not going to look good. Like,
Are you?
because my hair always looks amazing.
I'm a hair guy.
Well
I
done.
was.
Yeah, Trevor constantly cut my hair for.
No, I think, you know what? I think that's actually, if I can say, seeing your growth as an actor from season 1 to 2, I think you've grown a lot in that. Because, like, season 1 was one of Rich's first acting gigs.
I did not know that.
And, you know,
The
his
first.
growth, like, was like a bell curve. He really accelerated. And by season 2, I think you were able to, like, really, like, get yourself out of the way of the character. Get out of the way of the character.
Well, right, because I mean, I was really able to get into actually the moments and the truth more.
Because when we were rehearsing season 1, there'd be little things maybe you do because that's what Rich does.
Right.
But then you were able to really like understand that, like, oh, just be and don't think about it.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, there
Which
was
is
more.
really hard
There was
for an
more
actor.
like a self-consciousness maybe in season 1, and there was less of that in season 2.
And it's something that actually it took me years to learn. You know, maybe my first 3 years of being an actor in LA, I was getting in the way of myself, and auditions were awkward. Half of them I'd bomb. But then I just got better. I realized, like, what am I doing? I need to like just focus on the work, get myself out of the room. Trevor doesn't matter right now. You know,
Trevor's not even in the room right now,
no, it felt like auditioning for Dwight. I was just Dwight. You know.
which you did.
Yeah.
I still have that footage, by the way. I still have
The
the
audition?
audition. I kept it. Yeah.
Oh,
There's like 3 or 4 takes of Trevor's audition for Dwight.
that's awesome.
And let me say this, like, I knew even before the audition, like, I didn't need to see the audition because Trevor and I had talked and we had worked on the part together. So I knew that he was Dwight. The audition was, my producing partner was pushing for that because he just wanted to explore all avenues.
Yeah, we were already rehearsing. He's like, by the way, I need you to get you on tape for the audition. I was like, okay.
So that was
He's
awkward,
like,
but
we don't know if we want you.
Yeah.
well, I literally, it was literally like this was my first time putting a project together, and I was working with somebody who had done this before, and he was kind of saying to me, like, they're just, you haven't looked at anyone else yet. You need to look at other people. But I
And he didn't know how amazing I was, so it was a big risk.
well, I mean, here's
You're
the thing is,
amazing.
like,
You were amazing.
I was
You're
comfortable
still
with
amazing.
you. and that's all that
Yeah,
mattered to me,
yeah.
because like I didn't need to find other people.
But it probably brought the best out in you by being comfortable,
Yeah, I think it made me.
being scene partners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that chemistry
Truth,
has
truth.
to be there.
Had you worked with someone that like wasn't available to rehearse or didn't
Right.
want to rehearse or something, you would have, yeah.
Well, like the original actor, it's really
Trevor.
funny. He no names, but I think part of the reason why he ultimately bowed out of the project, he moved to New York, but he asked me who was going to play Ray, and at this point I couldn't find anybody, and my other castmates, James and at the time Jim J. Bullock, both talked me into doing the part. So I told him that I was doing the part, and a day later he said, I'm not going to do it. So
He did get offered a role on Broadway, right?
that happened after, but he had moved to New York and he was looking for roles on Broadway. But I kind of feel like it was, I would not blame anybody for being nervous about acting in a project against somebody who was a writer, first-time director, first-time actor. Like, that's scary.
I'd be lying if I told you I wasn't thinking that. But then when he said I could become his acting coach.
I didn't say you
I'm
could become an
kidding.
acting
I'm
coach,
kidding.
but we worked together.
Rich showed a lot of growth, and like, he's very talented as artists. Like, whether you're a writer or a model or a singer, I feel like you have the ability to kind of cross over in different genres of art. Like my friend Tony Pops is a singer who we're gonna use some of his music in the show. I knew he'd be perfect for one of the characters in this season, so I brought him on, having full faith that he would do it, not being an actor but being a musician, and he did a great job.
Yeah,
And he was so confident. He's like, absolutely, I'll do it. And I knew he was. I mean, he's so talented.
Well, he's not just a singer. He performs in his own videos, so he knows how to be in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So, he was amazing. He's part of a Ray gets a job, which we see in the preview. He gets a job in a. We don't know much about the show, but he gets a job writing on a show.
Oh yeah, that's in the trailer.
Yeah, it's in the trailer, and Tony's in the trailer, and it's very. Ray is in a room with people who are much younger than him, so it's very funny.
Oh yeah, because in the trailer you're old. Oh, but he's like cool.
Yeah,
What
you
about
never
the
hang out with
line?
people much younger than you.
No, it's the line is Ray is our new diversity hire, and this actress Deanna
But
is
he's
so
white.
good, but he's white.
Yeah, but he's old.
But he's
old
old
white.
white.
You're
He's old white.
That's the
What a
one.
job.
It was so funny though. That was a laugh out loud moment for me. Like,
I think
this
that's the
old
funniest part of the
white.
trailer. Actually.
Yeah, I was like,
So, and that's
so good.
for Ray. That's where a lot of the comedy comes in for Ray's part in season 2.
As an actor having
we have a lot of questions up top there. Some.
How much rehearsal do the actors get before camera to put it on its feet? And then how often can you do takes on camera? How patient is your director of photography?
He is super patient. It just comes down to scheduling. We have, we'll have 8-9 pages a day to shoot, and we only have so much time for each scene and for each take. And we just gotta, at a certain point, we just gotta move on.
Sometimes there's like hiccups and obstacles that get in the way, and we find out we just lost an hour, so we have to kind of rush every scene.
Yeah.
Maybe instead of getting like 3 takes, we get 2.
Right.
We get 1 and then 1 for safety.
And this happens with big productions also, but they tend to have much more of a cushion, and they can
Money to pay overtime.
so much money. Or to shoot the whole thing again another day.
another day.
Because
Like,
this is SAG, we have like certain guidelines we follow, so we can only shoot so many hours a day.
correct.
Which is great. We have really good working conditions for our cast and crew.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we
I will say
are.
that we rehearse
Oh yes.
off camera. Like when you guys are shooting a scene, we rehearse together anyway. Like me and James will absolutely be rehearsing together.
Yeah.
And
Running lines,
yeah,
and then
usually-
you kind of come to me and show me what you've come up with, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, because I mean, I trust the actors on this show are really good, and they're working in my intention is there on the page, and they get it, and
it's fine.
yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
And then they find, like, you and James find little moments, little ways of doing the moments that are just unique to both of you, and just bring a lot to the show. So, yay.
Yeah.
Did we get all of that covered?
When Rich gets an Emmy, will his acting coach get a mention?
Yeah, if I win an Emmy for acting, absolutely. I'd like to, I spent a lot of time. Thank you. I want to thank God, first of all. Thank you, God. Then I want to thank my acting coach. He's amazing. He has been just such a godsend to me. Travis Paglia is so. I'll get his name
I
wrong.
mean, we brought him into my acting class with my acting coach Rob Brownstein.
One time.
So he
And I was done.
but it was fun. We got to like explore and kind of see different people's perspectives.
We did the scene in a way that it's not how we shot it. It's not how I wanted to shoot it. He had us do something totally different, but it was great to explore doing it differently.
Because even when we rehearsed, we would try different things and different inflexes and tensions, and it's different actor exercises to get out of your head and stuff.
We got more coming up here.
Yes, it's all about listening and being in the moment.
Yes. Are we drinking lemonade?
Yes.
We're having a little lemonade, yes.
Or maybe Tom of Finland vodka. A good vodka with Tom of Finland. But no,
I have it at my house.
This is just lemonade.
Yeah.
So we are here, as I said, to discuss The Disappointment Season 2. Season 1, we have special guest Aris, who plays Vicky in Season 1. Season 2, and in Season 3 is going to be a major character. She's a supermodel. She's an actress. She's a spokesperson. She's been on television doing all sorts of stuff.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
What kind of cool stuff are you working on?
Yes. What are you working on now?
I have a contract in my inbox, and I'm going to be the face of a healthcare company for the next 6 months, but I haven't signed it yet.
For a healthcare company?
Yes, but I can't say who.
Okay.
Until I put my pen to paper.
Cool.
But I have to read the damn contract first, which
You
I
have people
haven't
to
done.
do that for you, don't you? You have representation?
I do, but I read my own contracts because I feel like everyone loses the word in perpetuity, and that's exactly what I'm looking for, because you won't own the rights to my image forever.
Thank
Anyway,
you. Thank you. This whole thing with AI where they can just take your image and keep creating over and over and have
Like,
you
we
doing
already
different
paid
things.
you for that. No,
Did you guys watch
didn't.
that Black Mirror episode?
Yes.
Selma Hayek?
Yes.
No.
Yes,
You
it's
gotta watch it.
terrifying. Terrifying.
Well, I just read something from what's his name, Samuel Jackson, saying that that's one of the things he looks at his contracts, and he just crosses it out the second he sees the word in perpetuity. Thank you.
In perpetuity. It's because I've been looking at it for 20 years, and I'm like, absolutely not.
Oh,
Absolutely not. You
Cross
need to
that shit
pay
out
me
with a
again.
red pen.
Yeah.
Questions, please. So ask us about season 2. Ask us about season 1. Ask us about anything.
Oh, also, my magazine just came out today. I'm in L'Officiel, Vietnam, and Ibiza.
Oh, wow.
There we go. Yeah, I have a whole spread and a story about my career. It covers my career, my 20 years of modeling.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I have another magazine coming out this week, but I can't say what it is.
National Geographic.
Could you imagine? Boobs.
Highlight.
Boobs out in the jungle.
Was that Highlights? Was that the one that they used to have?
That's highlights.
Highlights. That's in the doctor's
Yeah.
office.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
For pediatrician's office.
Mhm.
Page 4 was like, find I Spy.
Yeah.
I like those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the pictures where like, well, how's this picture different from the other picture?
I love those.
I would go through my sister's teen magazines.
Oh, yeah. With Jonathan Taylor Thomas? Yeah, I'd get my own.
I pretend like I'm just like
I
a
loved
mother,
him.
but I live vicariously through her.
You guys are just so much younger than me.
That's okay.
What is the submission process? Rich recently won an award. I understand. Congrats. And who submitted you? Oh, okay. So submission process for the Emmys. That's self-submission, right?
Yeah. That's what we did with Pepitos America.
Okay. So it's a self-submission issue. It costs money.
It just costs money.
And
Just to be considered for nomination.
right. So
That's a lot of money.
so yes, I also the Humanitas Prize that season 1 for the writing. That was also a self-submission. I was hesitant to submit season 1 for anything because I was focused on season 2 at that point, and also everything cost money, and we didn't have any money at the time. But somebody really urged me to do this one. And when we submitted the show and the script, I kind of was like, you know what? I'm not going to go through with it. And the actual awards coordinator at Humanitas contacted us and got back to us after they heard those. They could have not gone through with it. And he just said, go do it. Like he advised me to do it because I think at that point, everybody had watched the show and read the scripts and they were happy with it. Cool. I think they basically said, enter because you're going to win, but they didn't say that.
And if you've never heard of the Humanitas Prize Award, Barbara Walters once said, "What the Nobel Peace Prize is for literature,
Science, I think. Science and Economy.
Oh, right. I'm butchering it.
Yeah,
Is what the
that's right.
Humanities Prize is for.
Well, that's the
writers.
Nobel, and what's the other one? The Pulitzer is for literature.
Okay.
So I thought you were gonna do it in her voice and say, "This is to do what the what for." Like I was like, "What?"
I've been butchering
What the Pulitzer is to science, and what?
I don't
No,
know.
I just got that over.
2020.
Anyway,
2020.
she changed news for
She was amazing.
for everybody. She brought the female power, and we love her.
I wanted her to bring in the new year in 2019. Like I'm Barbara Walters, and this is 2020.
I know
That would have been so good.
with the Pieces America, it was like $7,000 to submit for
Oh,
consideration.
So when
that
Emmy,
was for
when
short form.
Emmy time comes
God,
around,
yeah.
there will be a fundraiser to get us into the Emmys.
yeah.
Oh, because $7,000 is a lot.
It is a lot.
It's called The Disappointments. Lots of disappointing things occurred in and have occurred in season 1 in the characters' lives. Yet it never impacts me as depressing. How do you manage that?
I think it's not depressing because it's done with a sense of humor. It's I mean, I tried to balance humor and drama, and a lot of the disappointments are I think it's partly because it's relatable.
That's
You made
what
them
I was
relatable.
gonna say that. Like it's just like real life. You get excited
laugh,
about something and then it blows up in your face.
It's
And
like when you
you're
laugh at
oh,
someone tripping. It's like, oh, I know that feels like.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
exactly.
Yeah. Drama is funny.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that. Like I just did what I wrote it the way I wanted to see it, and if the fact that you say that it wasn't depressing, while somebody else might, I think I've gotten comments from people who say this show's depressing.
Both sides, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
not a lot of them though. Most people roll with the humor. So, and those are the people I prefer.
I feel like if you think it's depressing, you're probably a Disney adult. No shade. Y'all are fine. It's just I think life could be worse.
Yeah.
Just saying.
This is an interesting question. Can you cross something you don't like in the contract out and it not apply, or do they have to sign a new contract?
They have to agree on it.
Yeah, it has to be initialed, and usually it's rewritten to show it. So, but there's a period of time where you negotiate, and you go back and forth, and you redline things where like I don't want this, and they may come back and say it's not negotiable. It has to be in there.
Yeah.
So there's a back and forth that goes on with contracts.
Me and
Another
MTV were
question.
fighting about that for 2 months.
What was that show? That was the
X on the beach.
X on the beach.
Yeah, I didn't sign my contract till the day my flight left. I
Wow.
was like, you will do what I say.
Pins and needles. Pins and needles.
Yeah, because they had already bought the flight. I'm like, I knew you're gonna say yes. Anyway.
Nice, smart.
Uh-huh.
Another question here. Since the show is based on real life situations, do you get much from your friends thinking part of it?
Thinking part of it is about them.
Oh,
What
What
do
do
they
they
think
think
about it?
You have to tell us.
So, yes, I try to hide it as best as I can. Mostly the character of Dwight, was based a lot on some of the behavior. What is the word I'm going to use? Behavior of my ex at the time, and he read the scripts. I sent him the scripts. He thought it was funny.
nice, supportive, yeah.
Was he aloof to it or did he catch on?
No, for him, he was flattered. Like he literally posted on Facebook when the show came out. It's like, look, everybody, I'm in a show, or this show, this character is based on me.
And I even got to meet him, which I was a little nervous about because it was before shooting. I was like, Rich, I don't know if I want to meet him because I already have I've already done my work and I don't want it to affect
But I mean, this is the great thing about Dwight, though, is like Dwight is not my ex.
No.
There are things that my ex did, like peeing in the sink.
Yeah.
Like that kind of a thing.
And I wasn't portraying him.
No.
Which was relieving.
No, not at all. In fact, like I joke, I've said this to my ex, so I'll say it here. Like he's heard me say this before. It's like Dwight is the likable version of my ex, I think is what I said to him. And he laughed when I said that.
He's like, thank you.
So he just thought it was really funny that I would say something so awful
Gasp.
to his face.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my goodness.
Irish Kevin, if anyone watching has not contributed yet, click on the link at the top of the chat. Yes. If you have contributed and can donate more, do it. We need to have to stretch to the
Okay, so thank you, Irish Kevin, for reminding me because I haven't said it for a while. This talk is about the Disappointment season 1 and 2. It's about talking to our special guest, Aris, who is in both seasons and will be in season 3. It's about asking questions of Trevor, myself, whatever. But it's also about our fundraiser for post-production to finish the show. We've actually, because of the generosity of our viewers, amazingly, we've already hit our initial goal. So now we have a stretch goal. And the stretch goal involves part of it is covering the cost of the Indiegogo platform, which between credit cards and Indiegogo itself is 8%, which is not a small amount of money. So plus the shipping of the perks. So anything we can make over our goal now will help to
cover the overhead costs.
Mitigate those costs.
Yeah.
That means more of what we've raised will go towards the show. I'm making hand motions now. There we go. That's a hand motion.
Yes. And our goal is kind of like to be able to complete the minimum to get finished.
Correct. This gives us an opportunity to do the super
better.
polished version of it.
Yeah.
But also, if we were saying, like, for instance, if we get 3,000 above, for now, we'll just put the platform fees aside. An extra $3,000 will help us shoot this new sequence I want to do. That will be the 1 year later setup cliffhanger for season 3. And it's between Ray and Dwight, and it's funny. It's, let's just say, I won't give anything away. I'll just tell you that it's a different tone than season 1's cliffhanger. Season 1's 1 year later. Different tone. People who like that relationship.
You might be bummed. You might be happy. We're not going to give it away regardless.
Yes.
Reese might be part of our relationship.
Oh, that'd be fine.
Exactly.
I love coming between two men. Anyway, it was right there.
Every single word of
It's
that.
right here.
Yeah, I had to say it. Yeah, I was like, come on. Like, come
This
on.
is foreshadowing.
Yeah, exactly. Look on the apple. Bam.
So yes, thank you, Irish Kevin. So please go to the link. I believe it's up in this corner. You can click on the Indiegogo website, and you can go check out our campaign. You can read about what we're up to with post-production. You can watch videos of me, James, Getty, and Trevor being silly, talking about everything. And you can, if you're moved to do so, contribute, which I hope you are moved to do so, because many of you have said you can't wait to see season 2. We want to bring you season 2. We want to finish it. Shooting the show is creating the puzzle pieces. Post-production is putting the pieces together so we have a table with an amazing puzzle of puppies and flowers and all the things that you have in puzzles.
Here's a sweet comment right here,
Yes.
and I'll back it. As a friend of the writer, anything said to him can and most likely has made it into his writing. It's really cool. Everyone involved in the show for season 2 kind of shared their thoughts of what could be in the show, and Rich was really receptive to honoring everyone's kind of requests, from Getty, James, myself. It was really cool. It was a nice collaboration in that regard.
There were things where I was like, okay, that works. And even we've had conversations since about season possibilities for season 3, and I'm like, no, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Ultimately, it's me, but yes, absolutely. Mountain bike fan is back. Hey, buddy. To go way back, Farrah Fawcett never signed a contract to do Charlie's Angels. Aaron Spelling sued her, but she actually won more than she lost. We love Farrah.
Yes.
Who is mentioned in season 1, by the way, because I don't want to say that about Farrah. Never mind.
You can never get away with that today, though, like not signing contracts.
No.
Yeah.
Because they just won't.
But we love Farrah. Rest in power, babe.
However, my deceased cousin, he was an entertainment lawyer for Warner Brothers and MTV, and he said any legal documents he would always sign Daffy Duck. So when it came down to it, he's like, that's not my signature, that's not my name.
Wow.
Because a lot of people don't check the signature.
Oh my
Right, just
goodness.
saying.
So he
Here it
said,
is signed.
whatever you sign Daffy Duck just to protect you.
What a loophole.
Contract.
I'll do Daisy Duck.
That's quacked.
It is quiet.
Watch you go back to the contracts, disappointments, you see Daffy Duck.
Daffy Duck.
Daisy and Daffy.
Right.
Are we going to extend the end of the date of the campaign for a few more days? They give us the option to do that, but they also raise the percentage that they ask.
Oh no.
So
no.
we're not going to do that. We're gonna
Yeah,
walk
fine.
away satisfied with our winnings from the
3 days
casino.
left. I think we have a good
Yes.
chance of really getting what we need.
So if you want to contribute but don't want to claim one of the perks, is there a way to do so? Yes. Okay. Great question. What I've learned is when you're doing it on your computer, that option is really easy. It's right there at the on that front page. It's right there. You just fill in the amounts you'd like to contribute. If you're doing it on your phone, you have to swipe through all of the perks. It's the last square on that line of perks. It just says contribute, and you can put in any amount you want to. So thank you for asking that, and thank you in advance for your contribution and support of the show.
Also, that's interesting about signing. Haha, that's quack. That's a good one.
That's quacked.
Yeah.
So you need 8% of the 40,000 for overhead costs. It's.
Kinda.
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
guess
kinda.
if you
Yeah.
put it that way, yes.
We had to come up with like a number to reach, and we wanted something that wasn't too intimidating, that could like kind of shoot ourselves in the foot.
Honestly,
We don't get
40,000
close.
was intimidating. We thought 40,000 was a lot. Because, realistically, well, I don't really want to get too much into numbers, although this is about this, but we will probably walk with like 32-ish. It would be nicer to walk with more than that.
I mean, this is what we needed for post-production, but we did go slightly over from our regular production. So,
Well,
sometimes
but
we
also,
stick on that.
I mean, this is what we need sort of bare bones for
Yeah.
post-production, because there are some things we're like, oh, we can't do that. We can't do that. Like, so it would be nice if we could do that. And again, also to shoot this new sequence with Ray and Dwight.
And by bare bones, you mean like the people we're hiring to do this, it might not necessarily be their first priority job. So
It takes longer.
it
Like
takes
our
longer.
editor, for instance.
our editor's
has-
working on other projects. You know, if we were paying him more money, our project would be priority. So it'd be done sooner, which we'd be able to sell it sooner and get it out there for you to see sooner.
Yeah.
So like time is money.
Yeah.
Time is money. That should be a thing.
Money is time. I just made it up.
So original.
Okay. Okay, absolutely. At the top, click on see options. Okay, so to TWB6YZ, right below your comment, RVG202 has given you a reply. Okay, so please, if you have questions, please ask us.
Yes.
Let us know what's up, what you're thinking about season 2. Have you seen season 1? That's a question.
I've seen it. Have you seen it?
I have seen season 1. Yeah, I have seen season 1. I watched it as soon as it came in.
Aris, what is your opinion of the Netflix show Glamorous?
I loved it. I had a
seen
fun
it yet.
time watching it.
Did you?
Yeah, that's great.
Kim
Yeah,
Cattrall?
Kim Cattrall.
Oh, yeah, I want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't seen it.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people, you know what, I'm going to say something. I'm really sick of our community, the queer community, shitting on shows before they give it a chance, because they did the same thing to Q-Force, which is the cartoon. And then when it was almost like it was about to be canceled, everyone's like, oh, it's actually a great show. I'm like, because you guys didn't give it a chance. You just want to be cool and say you don't like something. And then it's very hard for them to give funding to queer represented stuff.
Yeah, because if the shows don't do well,
Yes.
They're
Or they
super
get
critical
canceled.
of an LGBT project. when
Yeah.
we're just lucky that it got out there.
Yeah. And so before, just like give everything a chance. So I watched it not thinking I was going to care about it, because I heard so many bad reviews. And when people were like, oh, it's whatever. Oh, it's BS. Oh, it's garbage. And I watched the show and I thought this was so much fun. It's like if we had like a queer CW show, which we
Right.
don't get. So let's just enjoy what we get. And it was really great representation. Everything was
Yeah.
fun. I love the storyline. I love the characters.
It probably hasn't been told before, right?
Yeah, no, I've never
Yeah,
seen a story
that's
like
great.
this. And so it's like Ugly Betty with queer people, but only queer people and queer-centered stories.
right.
And so, like, you're seeing queer people have sex. They're talking about sex. They're talking about their sexual experiences. They're talking about their work experiences, work bias, like all different types of things that we know about
That's amazing.
inherently, versus us having to watch another straight white girl be lost in New York and have to go work at some fashion
And having
magazine.
growing up, not being able to connect to any of it, and thinking you're alone in your own world. If I had a show like Glamorous,
Yeah.
it'd been nice to be like, oh, that's me.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't feel so alone.
being
Maybe I
able
won't have
to-
such dark thoughts. or-
Yeah, so I really loved it, because I know some kids that are queer, just like we were, are watching it and thinking,
connected.
all right, yeah, there is a light at the end of the tunnel that is this small town.
Right.
Yeah.
And we've gotten that feedback on the Disappointments from people who have said that, particularly from countries in the Middle East
Oh yeah.
and other places where,
Africa.
they say that they're in their world, in their lives, it's illegal to be gay, to be caught. If you're caught, you can be arrested, thrown in jail, you could be executed. Any of those terrible options. And they have said that by watching our show and seeing our characters living their lives, whether good or bad, but living their lives openly and interacting openly with each other, that it gives them a degree of hope about like they could be living openly at some point in their lives too. So that's an unforeseen effect that the show.
And that's been super validating for me as an actor, just to be able to impact people's lives and give them a reason to wake up and hope in their future.
Yeah, as a writer, same thing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's a wonderful side effect.
Someone said for Reese to sell her watch.
My Movado? This was a gift from an ex. Represents the time we spent together. It's over.
If Grace and Frankie was based on its first episode rather than the names attached, it might not have flown. It was awkward and the pacing was off. They needed a few episodes to find their rhythm.
I agree.
Yeah, I love that show.
I watched the whole thing,
Yeah.
and I didn't really like the entire first season, but I gave it a chance because, I love both of those actresses, and I also love the fact that they were doing a show about older women. So,
and you get really invested in the characters.
Yeah. So over time, I think by the second season, they found their pace. It wasn't a lot of it. It was like 8 or 10 episodes a season. So it's not a lot of time to like really establish what it is that you're trying to do. I had an issue in the first season with the two husbands, the two gay characters. I just felt it's that same thing that part of the reason why I wanted to do the Disappointments is to show people who are gay men who are older, but not have them be so confused. And I know these guys came out late and they have a different experience, but I wanted to show gay characters who are well adjusted to being gay. And that's not their issue in life. That's not what's tripping them up. That's not what troubles them. What troubles them is they don't have their finances together. They don't have like all of the things that is so relatable to the rest of the world about not having their shit together in their late 50s and early 60s.
The characters don't let being gay define who they are.
Not at all. It's not about that.
So I've said this many times. Queer people in Hollywood, especially because we're always auditioning, whatever. We are so sick of coming out stories.
No, yeah.
We've been out a long time. Okay, like I'm good.
Yeah.
And so I think they're helpful, but I think it's much more helpful to come out and see you just have a normal life, like or a life that is normal to you. Because I don't have a normal life, but it's normal to me. Okay. And so I'm thinking like if I saw me as a kid on TV, I'd be like, oh, I can just go do that instead of I'm coming out and that's all this is. It's a big coming out and there's just so much buildup. And then what happens after? It's just like happily ever after. It's like, well, what now?
Yeah.
You can't marry the prince and just assume everything's going to be all right. You're going to have issues.
And those stories are valid, and there are kids coming out every single day.
Yes.
But not every story has to deal with that. Just like not every story about older gay men has to be about sad characters who are maybe the sidekicks. Thank you, Trevor. Or maybe
leaving a marriage.
Yeah, I mean, so there's lots of options. So anyway, getting back to Grace and Frankie, so I gave it a chance because I like all of the actors involved, and eventually I came around to that relationship as a fan of it as well. Just took a minute. Yeah. Okay. Daniel Hernandez. Hey, Daniel from Mexico. How multicultural are we going to be in the next seasons? Much love, more love. So in season 2, actually, I will say this. In season 1, I wanted to be even more multicultural than we were, but it was a matter of we didn't have a casting director, and we also had no money to pay, and we got turned down by a lot of people. So it ended up that most of the people who were cast in the show were friends. And there's been some comments to me from people saying, there's not enough people of color, specifically Black. And I will say this, I have a lot of Black friends, and most of them have the good sense not to be actors.
I'm Black, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like, just in case people are wondering.
And thank you.
Well, and our assistant director, Courtney's Black.
So the people
our
behind
crew is very diverse.
Right. Exactly. So the crew is diverse. The cast is. I mean, when somebody says to me, there's been a couple shady comments about the show about how one recently, but it's a repeated comment, and it just feels like it's coming from a younger generation because of the way it's worded. And it is that another show about white older men going through their stuff.
White old rich guys.
White old rich guys going through their traumas.
They clearly never saw the show.
Who's the
No
rich on the
thanks.
show?
No,
Yeah, I was
rich on
like,
the
who's the rich on the show? I was like, I've seen it.
Yeah.
Like, who's
Well,
rich on the
also,
show?
but it was a comment on the
young guy's
trailer.
rich. Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah, exactly. The young guys
Yeah,
rich.
but the
The
young
old
guys
guys
are-
are not rich.
yeah.
But it was a comment on the trailer, and I take such umbrage, if I can use that word, because one of the four main characters, is Asian. He's Japanese, and for
Famously
some
Asian.
reason, everybody says famously.
He's famously Asian. Yeah, like it's
He's
not a secret.
Phasian. He's Phasian.
Mhm.
And for some reason, he's not seen as a person of color. Okay.
They're the kind of people that just want to
It's
be trolls.
It's the same people
Yes,
that are judging a
yes.
show before watching it, and they're saying, "Oh, cancel," and then we don't have any more queer television. And it's like, well,
Right.
Yeah.
you didn't give it even a season.
However, we did work really hard at making season 2 diverse.
It's pretty diverse.
Season 2.
Yeah, I
we-
was
we-
there. I saw lots of people of color.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you. We have
non-binary,
Yeah.
Latino, more Black, more Asian,
Mhm.
less white guys.
Yeah, and I'm trans, by the way.
That's
I don't
right.
know if you were wondering.
And trans and playing cisgender.
Am I? I had
Yes.
no idea.
Oh no, you're gonna have your husband, and he's gonna want to have a child. And you're gonna be like,
Oh wow!
So,
I gotta
well-
work my voice lessons. That's a self read. No, it's fine.
this is we're talking about season 3, by the way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
So
Voice lessons.
It should be higher.
Just have
Yeah,
a cigarette.
yeah, I should just sound like a mouse.
oh, check this out,
That's
Irish
what's gonna
Kevin.
get
I
me
haven't
happy.
looked. Okay, so we're currently at 40,390. Thank you
Yeah, we
guys.
heard Fran
It's
Drescher.
awesome.
I know.
Oh my god, such a good friend,
Mr.
Drescher.
Sheffield. Oh my god. I
So-
do voices.
So we're gonna have you every single person. I love that idea. Whatever the client sounds like when they walk in the door for season 3,
Yes.
do
Oh,
their
hello,
voice.
Jersey.
darling. Oh, I'm from Reading myself. Lovely, lovely.
James will
Spot
be
of
like,
tea.
no, you're not.
Yes, spot of tea. Oh, hush.
And then James tries, and it's really bad.
He's like, I know, governor. So good.
Thank you, Brad. Yes, I will use any word I like umbrage. I will use it. Z King says, don't listen to them. I'm Gen Z and Black. It's fine. Thank you. He's also asking, how long have you guys been acting? Me, 2-3 days. Trevor has been doing it for years. Trevor, you answer that.
I did my first play when I was 10 years old. I
A
did
fetus.
every show in my school, public school system, as well as like every show in the community theater at the same time. So oftentimes I'd be doing 2 shows at the same time. And by the time I went to college, I did like 3 dozen musicals.
Word.
But I went to school for pre-medicine. And then I dropped out after 2 years and moved to LA to be an actor. Because I was like, I've done a lot of this. I could do this. If anybody can make it, I could.
Yeah. You can
And-
play a doctor on TV.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Dwight becomes a doctor.
I mean, all my
Besides have a
aunts,
second
all my
career.
aunts are really upset because they were on my list to get work done by the time I was a doctor.
I was mad at my sister as well.
You're gonna
I was going to
operate
be a
on your hands.
reconstruction surgeon.
That's funny.
And what's really cool is that when I told my parents, my dad kind of pulled me aside and was like, I think you can do it, which is like
That's so
really
supportive.
cool.
That's so
Because
supportive.
most parents are like, what are you thinking? He's like, no, really, like, how many times have I driven you to play practice? He's like, you loved it. You just kept doing it. And he's like, I think you can do this.
When I told my mom I
That's
wanted to
what I
be a
said.
writer, she said, yeah, but what are you going to do for a career?
The art's always punished.
You can sell her hats.
Yeah.
I know that's art.
What am I going to do for a career, Mom?
Well, this show is going to make,
Well, and I've
Make a
also,
lot of
I just
success
got
for
off
a
a
lot of
Netflix
people.
show, an animated show. I've done 3 in a row now. So I do, as a writer, okay. I mean, it's animation.
but let's give
I'm
you some
writing for
credit.
teenage
You
girls.
wrote this show,
Yeah.
you're executive producer of the show, you're actor, you're director, and it's a huge success.
Thank you.
That's
you,
something to say. That's something to That's
and
cool.
Speaking of huge success, we are here to talk about the disappointments with our
Yeah.
good friend and special guest, surprise guest, Aris, who plays Vicky in the Disappointment season 1, season 2, and will be in season 3 if it happens, please God. And of course, Trevor, who's
Trevor.
He plays Dwight. Always Trevor's a major asset in all things. And so, yeah, we're here to talk about the show. We're here to talk about, up here in the top corner, the link to the Indiegogo fundraiser to finance post-production of season 2. We have reached our initial goal, and now we have a stretch goal, in part to shoot one last sequence between Ray and Dwight, which we did not have the ability to shoot, and it's the 1 year later sequence. It's the last sequence of the show for the season, and you're gonna want to see it. It's gonna be really funny, and it'll make everybody happy. I'll just say that much. So please check it out. You can get hats, baseball caps. You can get this T-shirt. You can get that T-shirt. You don't have to get a perk at all if you want. You can get an associate producer credit. You can get a mom hat, which I've talked about. Go on the site and you can read about the mom hats. My 95-year-old mother sat in the basement for months knitting hats.
Let her out until she was done.
For you. Support my mom and the show. She did it with love.
Yeah.
Okay, Christopher Plummer, Stanley Tucci, Colin Firth, Alfred Molina. I've not made an opinion about who should act where and in what, but there is something to say about a gay man in a gay role. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, there was one straight actor that I was considering to play Ray, and it didn't sit right with me. That because so many gay roles go to straight actors, and I just didn't want to be a part of that. And I have nothing against it ultimately. I think sometimes, Stanley Tucci, I loved him in Devil Wears Prada. I mean, he's also such a supporter of the gay community. So when somebody's that supportive and like loves his gay fans and is willing to be like sexy for his gay fans, and Stanley Tucci was freaking sexy.
Also, we all thought Stanley Tucci was gay anyway, so it's like it's not really offensive.
Well, I knew he wasn't, but like I just know he's so pro gay.
He did his research in a way where he was familiar. He did do like cliche choices.
Well, he has. I mean, I've seen stuff
homophobic actor would do or something.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not talk about like Will Smith, for instance, in 6 Degrees of Separation.
I didn't see that. I'm not a Will Smith fan. Sorry, everybody.
Sorry, Will Smith. Jada, sorry if you're watching.
Not a fan of her either. Keeping it real.
Rich is also a lyricist. So one of my proudest creative moments in season 2 is I wrote the lyrics and co-wrote the music with our brilliant composer, David, for a song that is performed that is ridiculous, and I won't say much about it, but it's I wrote lyrics, and it was catchy, wasn't it?
Yeah,
annoyingly so.
I did not know this.
Oh yeah, it's actually in that last episode that
you're in.
Yeah.
We shot there for 2 days, so it was we shot the day before.
Brad says Aris, Rich, and Travis. Yes, Travis. Are we going to do any promo events? Just as an example, trunks. Yeah, possibly.
Sure.
I have a little fantasy of like, however the show is going to come out, that we do a premiere of the first 2 episodes.
Any reason to drink?
I was like, I love a party. Yeah, I'm
I'll show up.
an envelope.
You'll show up, right?
Yes, I will. Alcohol.
She's already out in West Hollywood. She'll just walk over.
I know. I'm like, I was
just doing this, and I've got to go do that.
Like
I got to go do that over there, and then this over here. But I stopped by in between.
I mean, she's literally like double booked in a night or triple booked, bouncing from like event to event.
Exactly. Have you guys ever considered something horror themed?
That'd be fun.
Well, not for the show so much. I mean, I could see maybe having a
we do like a Christmas special horror,
a Halloween special.
A Halloween.
It was
special.
right there.
I mean, it would be like like a Christmas special and have it horror themed.
Oh, like Krampus.
Yeah.
Maybe. Who knows? Who knows what season 3 could bring?
You know how like TV shows will have like a movie when they're on vacation or something.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I like it.
The Brady Bunch movie.
Thank you, Brad. I totally got it. I totally got what you were saying. Thank you.
Yeah, they did it in between the seasons.
Bob's Burger.
So I want to grab my phone and just see what we're doing here with.
I think we're getting towards the end of this too.
Yes. So guys, we have been chatting with you. You've been chatting with us. Again, we're talking about the Disappointments.
It's been fun.
Season 3.
Yeah,
Um,
and we made some money.
yeah, it's nice for those of you who have contributed to our fundraiser. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
For those of you who have not yet contributed and you've been watching, please go to the link and help us complete season 2. Help us make the best version through post-production, which anything over our goal is going to help us make a better version. And also, we have that final sequence between Ray and Dwight, which we need to shoot.
It was a scene we didn't really put in our original budget, but
No,
now it's like
exactly
really crucial that we have.
I knew I wanted to do a scene like this, but I also knew that we weren't going to be able to get there with. So we ended on a scene which I think it's nice, but the Disappointments doesn't need to end on a nice scene. It needs to end on
A
something
disappointing tone.
but funny and different than what happened in the season 1. You're not going to be mad at it. You'll laugh, but it's important and it sets up season 3.
Involves drones and ladders and cupcakes. I didn't give anything away.
No. Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Drones and ladders and cupcakes. That's the name of that sequence. So, okay, guys. Thank you very much for sitting with us for this last hour and 15 minutes. Our Disappointments-athon.
Yeah, and thank you for Reese for coming in.
Of course.
Hang out with us.
Yes,
Thank you. I'm glad
exactly.
I was available. Yeah.
So are we. She's a very busy lady. So
Only around June.
we're very honored that she was able to make it.
Yeah.
So guys, please tell your friends about the show. Tell your friends about the fundraiser.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
And $10, $15, $20, a little bit goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
It all adds up.
Okay, and thank you again, TWB6YZ. He contributed as well.
Yeah,
thank you.
Nice.
And break legs. If you win, we all do. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's the attitude.
Brad says,
Right
a pleasure,
attitude.
Aris. Absolutely. Always a pleasure with Aris. And Z King says, thanks. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. We will
Thank you,
see you
guys.
again.
We'll see you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Goodbye. Trevor, no flex.
There you go.
Hold on. Wait, do it
I'll
again.
give $5 more. Maybe.
$5 more.
At least.
Flex. Okay, there we go.
Smile.
I'm like, I don't flex.
You've got a different kind of flex.
Oh, yeah.
All right. End stream. And